Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to the class. So we'll continue Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 1, observing the armies in the battlefield of Kurukṣetra. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतम सावधूतम परिजन सहितम कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगन ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुतै देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So last week we covered up to verse number 12. So we have seen that Pandavas and Kauravas assembled in the battlefield of Kurukṣetra, and they're about to begin the war. So the setting was being explained in this chapter. And so in the first verse, if you see, it is actually a conversation between Sanjaya and Dhritarashtra, right? So Sanjaya had this boon to see what is happening in the Kurukshetra war, and he was able to observe that and relate that to Dhritarashtra in the palace, right? And we saw the verses how Dhritarashtra's son, Duryodhana, the eldest son, he was moving about and talking to his generals, mainly Bhishma and Drona and others, about how, the strengths of the other armies, the opponent parties, what are the strengths of his own party. So he was just measuring the strengths of the armies on both sides. That's where we stopped. We come 12th verse and then we'll continue from 13th verse. So this session or the section of verses was titled Ask for God's Company, Not His Pocket's Penny. When we see God's mercy, or what do you really look for? Generally, when we all go to temple, forget about after coming to Krishna consciousness, we all went to temples before this, this journey began, spiritual journey began. What do? People generally ask for, good marks in college, or, a good job, or a good, health. We always seek material well-being only. Going to God means just pour your heart, all the desires you have, and that's all. You never really cared about whether God is happy. Am I doing something to make God happy? Was never the focus, correct? If God is there, God is great, but I want this. We want God to be partner in our plans. We have a vision for what we want to achieve in life, and God should be part of the, good role he should play. Like chariot driver for Arjuna, he should drive my chariot so I reach my goals. That's the motive in which this is exactly the motive of Duryodhana also. But Bhagavad Gita teaches how we move from me consciousness to we consciousness. The Pandavas were of the consciousness of we. From the beginning they were being actually in many ways tortured by Kauravas, right? There were many attempts of killing. But in spite of all of that, they were very simple. They were ready to go to forest. And even after going through all of that, Pandavas just wanted 5 villages to rule because they're Kshatriyas by birth. They want to be able to rule. That's the dharma of a Kshatriya. They never wanted, the whole kingdom to be under them. They were only Yudhishthira was thinking that all this kingdom is to be shared by all the brothers, 105 brothers. That was how he was always seeing. On the other side, you can look at the Dhritarashtra's sons, especially Duryodhana. He was thinking, okay, I'm so skillful, I'm very diplomatic. I can somehow kill these Pandavas and be the emperor of the world, right? And my army is so strong, my skills are very good. It's all about me, me, and mine. When that is the focus, that is when people become very selfish and self-centered, right? All the wars are caused by such a consciousness. If you even look at today's consciousness of the leaders of the world, it's about my country, my. You are outsider, I am insider, right? You see that consciousness everywhere. Yeah, so that is Duryodhana's consciousness. Yeah, look at this. This is Yudhishthira on the left and Duryodhana on the right. Even when he was gone to forest, he was thinking, this is Lord's will. If Lord wills, I should be in forest. I'm ready to go, right? I will be happy to share kingdom with all the brothers. You know, he even considered Duryodhana as his brother, even after going through all this, and ready to share with them. And at one point in Mahabharata, he says, why should we fight like dogs for a piece of meat? We should be happy to share. Everything belongs to Lord, and we should just Ishavashyam idam sarvam. That is, Ishopanishad first mantra. Ishavashyam idam sarvam means everything belongs to God, and everybody is given their portion of the, share of resources, and you should be satisfied and happy with what is given to him, instead of always trying to acquire from others, right? So that was the mindset of Pandavas. Yeah. Even like Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport of first canto, fifth chapter, first 11th verse. India and China were, sharing the border for thousands of years. There were no wars. Only in the recent 1960s, 70s, there are, wars. And what is that for? It's for a desolate land. Nobody can use or nobody can do anything about it. You can see how when selfishness arises in the minds of people, there will be wars of this sort. Within families, there are wars we see. Why some children want to be outside, or you can see all these wars over property. This is all I, me, mine consciousness. When that is, oh, I should be getting it. I should be getting a better, deal. So when such consciousness prevails, these kind of wars happen. So that could be avoided when people of the world are fully God conscious. When there is, natural God conscious, natural living, pure hearted, simple hearted people, there were no such issues. In today's world, you can see how turbulent the world is, right? Almost between every two countries, there is no faith. There is nobody believes others, isn't it? Everybody is just trying to see who is on my side, who is on the other side. The world became simply like a place of war, just nobody trusts each other, correct? That's how it is right now. I thought India was in a better position. Now even India has conflicts with US and everybody. Yeah, it's all because of self-interest. When people are just focused on their own interest and not ready to mend a little bit, this is the situation in the world at the time. So before, when Kurukṣetra war was declared, yes, there is going to be war. Now people are getting ready to, getting the people on their side, like Kauravas and Pandavas. Duryodhana sent his messengers, the key people, many of his brothers to various, countries to get the support of the kings. At that time, even Pandavas were trying to get their support. Duryodhana wanted to go get the support of Lord Krishna. He wanted to go personally because Krishna is very high. So he wanted to go personally request his support. Arjuna also wanted to go personally request. Both are relatives to Krishna. So Krishna cannot be partial to one. So on one day, on the same day, both of them go. And Duryodhana reaches the first, Krishna's palace, and he knocks the door opens. He goes directly to the bedroom of Lord Krishna. Lord was resting at the time, the early morning hours. Arjuna also reaches little after, and Arjuna would also go inside the room. Arjuna was sitting at the feet of the Lord. Duryodhana came for the business deal, so he just went to the head. I'm the king, so I should be at the head. So he was at the head. When Lord opened his eyes, first he saw Arjuna, and then when he moved around, he saw Duryodhana. So Duryodhana immediately started the conversation. He said, "Lord, you are relative of both of us. We are going to be in this war in the next few days. So because you are relative, you should be equally disposed to both of us. However, I came first, so you should be supportive to me." So in that way he speaks. But then Lord says, even though you came first, when I opened my eyes, I saw Arjuna first. And it's also a tradition that we should always give the chance to the younger one first. So let's give Arjuna first chance. And then he says, see, this is my situation. I have 10,000 Narayana Sena, my soldiers, who are very powerful at war. I can give all my warriors to one of you, and to the other party, I will go with you. And when I go with you, I won't lift a weapon. In fact, I leave all my weapons. I'll be just there to advise, be of some help, but I'm not going to be in the war. You guys decide who you want. And he gives Arjuna the first chance. Arjuna was very, humble. He was always a devotee of Lord. So Arjuna was given chance. Duryodhana was worried. What if Arjuna chooses all the 10,000 Sena? He was really, worried. If he chooses, then I'll pick a fight with Krishna and get at least 50% of it. That's what he was thinking in his mind. But then Arjuna, without a hesitation, just says, Krishna, I want to choose you. Immediately Duryodhana feels, oh my God, thank God he relieved me. This foolish Arjuna, he's so sentimental, idiot. He just choose Krishna without second thought what what he has come here for. He has come here to improve his resourcing. But he is always diplomatic, always thinking about resources, material resources. And he thought this deal is about getting some resources, right? So he thought, okay, thank God, Arjuna foolishly choose that. So he said immediately, Krishna, what to do? I have no other choice. Arjuna already choose you, so I'll pick up 10,000 soldiers. Tata, bye bye. I'll see you in the war. So he just leaves like that. He was so happy. So that's what you see, this is the incident. So then Krishna asks, oh, Duryodhana immediately leaves, right? He got what he wants. And after that, Arjuna, Krishna asks Arjuna, why did you choose me? I'm not going to help you at all. I'm not going to lift my weapon. Arjuna clearly says, Krishna, wherever you are, that side is going to be victorious for sure. I have 100% faith. I just want you. I don't want anything else. Yeah. So, so both of them depart, right? So this is the devotional spirit of Arjuna towards Lord Krishna. Yeah. So Duryodhana, when he was calculating the strength of his party and other party, one thing he explicitly ignored was Lord Krishna. He didn't consider Krishna as part of his equation at all. So that is how materialistic people are. They're always thinking about their skills, their strengths, their resources, their properties. They completely take out God from the equation. So Duryodhana chose Lord's energies owing to his desire to exploit them to fulfill his own self-interest. So this is where he is, right? So the mindset of Pandavas is, yeah, see, Krishna is Parabrahma, he is the Supreme Lord and our friend, and my victory is only in his company, right? And I would choose Krishna, not his energies. And his friendship alone is enough for me. So that is what Arjuna was thinking. And Duryodhana on the other side, this foolish Arjuna choose Krishna. What is the use of Krishna who will not fight? Right? Now that I have more strength, I can easily win. I can now pulverize Pandavas. So I'm really smart. I got the Sena. Whatever I got, I wanted. Whatever I wanted, I got. Yeah. So we should always question, ourselves. So whom do we be attracted? Generally, in our life, we meet so many people, right? Our relatives, our friends. There are people of all sorts. There are people who would seek something from you, and that's the reason they are with you, right? You know very clearly from their conversation, they are very nice to you in their words, but they're not there when you need their help or when you want their inputs. There are people who genuinely love you. For example, your parents, they love you the most. They wouldn't care for anything for themselves more than you. Uh, right? Who do you love really? You love those who truly love you, right? Who genuinely love from their heart. So this is exactly how Pandavas are, right? So even ourselves, when we go to God with that mindset, I want something from God, then naturally it's a business relation. God is our parent, father, he's be happy to give what we want. However, that's not the exact relation God would really wish to have from us, or we should have, to really get the best of what God has to offer us. We won't get that. Yeah. So devotees like Hanuman, right, was attracted to Supreme Lord and his service. One time Hanuman went to Mother Sita. He asked Mother Sita, what is that red kumkum on your head? Mother Sita said, oh, when I keep this kumkum, Lord is very happy. He is very happy. Oh, really? Hanuman says, he goes to a shop, gets a lot of kumkum, puts all over his body, and he goes before Rama. Rama has a big laugher. He had a hearty laugh. Oh, Hanuman is so happy because Lord Rama is happy, right? His happiness is Lord is happy. So he asked Hanuman, Hanuman, why did you keep this, sindoor everywhere on your body? Hanuman says, I talked to Mother Sita in the morning. She said, you are very happy with Mother's sindoor on the forehead. So I thought I'll put my sindoor on my whole body and make you happy. So that's how simple a devotee is, right? So they only seek for the happiness of the Lord. Yeah. So Ravana, for example, demons like Ravana or Duryodhana, they were only attracted to the energy of the Lord, right? They wanted, whenever they all approached God, like Ravana approached Brahma, now here Duryodhana approached Lord Krishna, but they were only looking for resources from God. Yeah. So they want kingdom of God without God. That is the main point, right? And so they invite their own destruction. So Ravana wanted Sita, Lakshmi. He wanted Lakshmi without Rama. He tried to acquire by whatever means, right? But it didn't work out well. But when Lord Rama is invited in your life, where will Sita be? She is a better consort of Lord Rama. She will always be with Rama. When you worship Lord Narayana, you don't need to separately worship Lakshmi. There are people who just worship Lakshmi and nothing else, just Lakshmi focused. We don't need to do that. When you worship Lord Rama or Lord Krishna, their consort is always with them. She is not going to be chanchal, right? So Shubh Labh. Labh will come when Shubh is there. Shubh is, Lord, the Supreme Lord Himself. Yeah. So these verses 12 to 20 indicate the signs of victory for Pandavas. So we'll read those verses and we'll summarize these verses. We are here in the 12th verse. You can all read after me. Tasya Sanjaya Harsham Kuru Vridha Pitamaha Simhanadam Vinajyochai Sankham Dadmau Pratapavam. So Duryodhana at this point is giving a big speech about, what are my strengths, what are your strengths. He was just making material calculations about the strengths of the army of Kauravas and Pandavas. And Bhishma was there. Bhishma was the leader at that point on the side of Kauravas. He was about to begin the war. He's the captain. So Kuruvriddha Pitamaha, Simhanadam Vinadyochai means he he's blows his conch shell in a way to stop Duryodhana. Stop your speech. We understand what you're saying, diplomatically speaking here. Let the war begin. And he opens up his conch and blows like a simha, like very simhanadam, right? So this is the translation. Then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsire of Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like a roar of lion, giving Duryodhana joy. So when Duryodhana heard, he felt, oh, my speech has some power now. It is now taking its effect. I inspired the Bhishma. He is now on action. He's taking action. Yeah. And as for Bhishma, he was thinking, okay, it's my duty to fight, and this poor grandson is desperate. He's in a way very depressed. He was worried. What's going to happen? Let me blow the conch shell and give him some inspiration. So that's what happened here. Tata shankascha bheryascha panavana panavanaka gomukha sahasaivabhya hanyanta sashabdastumulo bhavat. Yeah, now everybody started, blowing their conch shells. After this, conch shells, drums, bugles, trumpets, and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous. Large sound was made. It's just like, it's like a caravan, right? Like in marriages, we make sounds at the auspicious time. So similarly, in those days, these drums, bugles, trumpets, they were all sounded at the beginning of war. It's done in a sporty spirit, just to, because none of the people were, none of the kings were afraid of the fight or losing fight or dying. They're not afraid of it, because if they win, they win the kingdom. If they lose, the understanding is they'll go to higher planets, Swargaloka at least. So there is no loss in a war. That was the understanding of the people thought. So they were all, and as a Kshatriya, they were always ready for it. Tatasveter hayer yukte mahati shandane stitau madava pandavaschaiva divyau shankau pradhatmato. Now on the side of Pandavas, Madhava Pandavas Chaiva, Divyau Shankau, their Sankas are not normal, they are transcendental. They also have conch shells that they're going to blow, but their conch shells are Divyau Shankau, transcendental conch shells. On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conch shells. Now their names are given in the next verse. Panchajanyam Hrishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Poundraum Dadmau Mahashankam Bhimakarma Vrikodara Panchajanyam Hrishikesho. Panchajanyam Hrishikesho means Lord Krishna's Shank is called Panchajanya. There is a story on how he got that Shanka. After getting educated by Sandipan Muni, in Sandipan Muni ashram, as a remuneration, the Lord asks his teacher, Sandipan Muni, what can I give you as a donation? Because Sandipan Muni knows that Lord Krishna is extraordinary, because he learned everything in like 64 days, 64 hours. And so he asks of him, so I lost my child as a young boy. Can I get him? And Lord immediately understands where his child was. He goes to find, he was actually eaten by a demon in an ocean. So he goes to the waters to, fight with the demon. And then he realizes that actually the demon sent him to, Yamalok. Actually, the boy is in Yamalok. And after killing the demon, so that demon is actually in a conch shell. So that's called, the demon's name is Panchajanya. So the conch shell in which he was living, it's called Panchajanya. So Lord gets that, as part of that venture, he gets that Panchajanya conch shell, and that is the one that is being spoken here. And then Lord goes to Yamalok to get the son of the teacher and presents to him. Generally, nobody wants to go to Yamalok, right? Going to Yamalok is like one-way path. You go there and never come back. But for Lord, when Lord goes there, you know what happens? Yamaraj actually does great worship of Lord Krishna. There's a great description in Bhagavad Puran. Yeah, so he is treated very differently than any one of us go. Yeah, so he goes there and comes back. Yeah. Devadattam Dhananjaya. So Devadattam is the name of the conch shell of Dhananjaya. So Hrishikesha is the name of Krishna. Why? Because he is the Supreme Lord in the hearts of every jiva, right? Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Hridi sannivishto. I am there in the heart of every jiva. So Krishna being in the heart, he controls the movement of the senses. Now because he's on the side of the Pandavas, he would control the senses of all the Pandavas and the Pandava army, right? To fight in the right way. Panchajanyam Hrishikesho means we are in a way telling, this Krishna who is there, he is also going to control the senses of all the assembled armies there. Yeah. Devadattam Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya. Arjuna was known as Dhananjaya because before the war, went around various places and he was gifted with so many gifts by various kings. So he earned a lot of riches as part of his ventures. Will not go into details, but that's the reason he is named Dhananjaya. Yeah. Poundrav Dadmo Mahashankam. Poundram is the shank of Bhima. Yeah. Lord Krishna blew his conch shell. Or maybe we should read.
Lord Krishna blew his conch shell on Panchajanya. Arjuna blew his with Devadatta, and Bhima, the ferocious and performer of Herculean tasks, blew his terrific conch shell of Poundra.
These are the names of various conch shells. Bhima is known as, performer of Herculean tasks. He had, killed various demons before this. And when Mother Kunti gets food, right, she first divides into two halves. One half is for Bhima, rest is for the four of the, that's how it is. So voracious eater. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthira Nakula Sahadevascha Sughosha Manipushpakau Kasyascha Parameswaha Shikhandi Cha Maharata Drishtrajumno Viratascha Satakischa Parajita Drupado Draupadeyascha Sarvasha Prithvivipate Saubhadrascha Mahabhuahu Shankhan Dadmu Pritak Pritak. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthira. So Kunti Putra Yudhishthira's conch shell is known as Ananta Vijaya. Nakula's conch shell is Sughosha and Sahadeva's is called Manipushpaka. So those are the names. And then once these Pandavas blew, there are other great fighters like Shikhandi, Drishtajumna, Satyaki. They're all great, Virata. They're all great kings. They also blew their conch shells. Drupada, okay? Sarvasa Prithvi Pate. So they were never beaten in the war by anyone. Saubhadra means this is Subhadra's son, Abhimanyu, Mahabahu. He's a great fighter. Yeah, please read.
King Yudhishthira, the son of King, blew his conch shell, the Ananta Vijay, and Nakul and Sahadev blew the Sughosha and Manipushpaka. That great archer, the king of Kashi, the great fighter, Shikambhu, Dushyantana, Virat, the unconquerable Satyaki, Draupad, the sons of Draupadi, and others. O king, such as the mighty armed son of Subhadra, all blew their respective conch shells.
Yeah, so everybody blew their conch shells. Mhm. Yeah, I don't recollect the full story, but he had a boon to, take revenge on Bhishma. In his past life, he was requested to be married by Bhishma Dev. Yeah, but Bhishma took a vow not to marry, and so he rejects that offer. So in the next life, he becomes Shikandi and becomes the cause of death of Bhishma Dev, because he doesn't use his weapons when Shikandi is before her. Yeah. When he comes and fights, Bhishma doesn't fight because he has so many vows, he doesn't go beyond that. So Saghosho Dharta Rashtrana Hridayani Vyadaraya Nabhascha Prithivim Chaiva Tumulo Bhayanu Nunadayan. Yeah. So the blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. So the blowing itself reduced the confidence of Kauravas. It was so tumultuous. Wow, it was because they're all powerful, and Lord is there on the other side, blowing his conch shell. What hope do you have when Lord is against you and blowing his conch shell against you, right? Yeah. So that is the situation there. Even though we had more resources, we had 12 Akshauhinis compared to Pandavas 7 Akshauhinis, nearly double of the strength of Pandavas. The warriors are far more valiant, demons are there, like Jarasandha and others. But still, the confidence is not there because their purpose is not strong. They're all fighting for, resources. That is the consciousness. But for Pandavas, they are fighting for right cause. They want to establish dharma. The right person should be in the king. They feel violated, right? So that is the situation there. So they have a clear cause, and Dhritarashtra and these parties don't have. Yeah. So here the purport says, when Bhishma and others on the side of Duryodhana blew their respective conch shells, there was no heartbreaking on the part of the Pandavas. Yeah, they didn't mind so much. Such occurrences are not mentioned, but in this particular verse, it is mentioned that the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra were shattered by the sounds vibrated by the Pandavas party. This is due to the Pandavas and their confidence in Lord Krishna. That is the main reason. For devotees, it's not about self-confidence. It's about confidence in God. Right? Yeah. So one who takes shelter of the Supreme Lord has nothing to fear, even in the midst of greatest calamity. Right? Many people talk about self-confidence, right? How you can improve your self-confidence. This is taking one level higher, right? If you have full faith in God, no trust that things will happen in the right way, right? Even though in the short term, things may look bleak or not very encouraging, but you stick to dharma and depend on God, things will set us, properly for you in life, in the bigger picture. अत अत व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजा प्रवृत्ते शास्त्र संपाते धनुर्उज्जाम्य पांडवा ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदम् आह महीपते. Yeah. Kapidvaja, Dhartarashtra and Kapidvaja, right? So Kapidvaja means the symbol of Hanuman is on the chariot of Arjuna. There is a story behind it. One time Arjuna was on a pilgrimage, right? Before all this war happened during their time of Aranyavas. So one time he was on a pilgrimage and he reached what is that place where Lord constructed bridge, right? Lord Rama constructed bridge, Setubanda, Setubanda in Tamil Nadu. So when Arjuna reached there, he saw a monkey there. So the monkey was there. He was, he was very funny, and Arjuna saw him and he talked to him. He asked, he asked monkey, why do you think Lord Rama had to use monkeys to construct a bridge? He is such a great fighter. He always thinks in the terms of, Dhanurvija. He could have constructed a bridge with his own bow and arrows. Because he is coming from that background, right? He was thinking in that way. So then the monkey there says, no, because monkeys are so heavy, you know, even if Lord Rama constructs bridge with arrows, they're so heavy, the bridge will go collapse. Then he says, what are you saying? Lord Rama is all powerful. Even I can build the bridge as strong as Lord Rama's. On which the monkeys can go. Because he always thinks from that side. Right? He was a great fighter and a warrior of arrows. So he says that, and then okay, तो कर दो आप करके दिखाओ कुछ. So ऐसा बोलते हैं. So then Arjuna takes, okay, now we are on a bet. So that is actually Hanumanji. The one, that monkey there is actually Hanuman. He was just there to test Arjuna because Arjuna was always thinking about his strengths. So he wanted to just calm down. So then Arjuna immediately constructs the bridge very fast, quickly. Thousands of arrows he sends them and immediately constructs the bridge. Hanumanji was thinking, why this is such a powerful bridge? How do I break it? Then he starts chanting Lord Rama's name very fervently. Lord Rama, do something. This has to break now. And then okay, we'll start the game. And then Hanumanji goes there, immediately bridge breaks. Arjuna was totally surprised. How never did I see anything like this? I could defeat Lord Shiva. How could this happen? Then Hanumanji was so happy. And then Arjuna promised, if I can't, if you are going to drown, I'm going to jump in the fire. Arjuna makes promises like that all the time. Then he's just ready to jump. He didn't mind anything. He always stands by his promise. He was just running towards fire. He just, throw an arrow, constructed fire, and he was about to jump in that. Then immediately a Brahmana appeared there. Actually, Lord himself appeared. Hey, what's happening? You're both devotees. What's happening between of you? You should not fight like that. And then, no, actually, sorry, there was a mistake here. Then this time, yeah, correct. So they explain the story. This is what happened. Then Brahmana says, I didn't say you need a third person to really judge any fight like this. So now I'm here. You go again. You both try again. This time, Arjuna got a lesson, right? He started chanting Hare Krishna seriously. Now he started very sincerely chanting Hare Krishna, and then now, he started constructing the bridge again. This time, Hanumanji was a little relaxed. So he thought, okay, now one time it done, I can repeat the same thing. So Hanumanji now went again on the bridge. Nothing breaks. Hanumanji has the, boon to expand his body like anything. So he becomes like 10,000 times of his size, and he again goes, nothing happens again. Arjuna didn't stop chanting. Arjuna was chanting Hare Krishna continuously. So now he realized he was defeated, Hanumanji was defeated second time. Then Hanumanji becomes little, okay, now I got lesson. So so then Lord says, why are you should not fight like this. And then Lord, both of them become humble and they both bow down. And Lord takes the form of Hanuman. Lord takes the form of Krishna for Arjuna and the form of Lord Rama. Yeah, this is the one. So, where is that? This is, sorry, there is a picture with that. I don't see that. Anyway, both of them fall down and Lord takes the form of Lord Rama for Hanuman and Krishna for Arjuna. So both are great devotees. Then Arjuna tells that, we are preparing for war. You should join Hanumanji. You should join the war. Then, Hanumanji says, I won't join because my period is over for that. Similar story happens with Bhima also. But I will be on the flag, on your flag and the chariot. So that's the context for that. So when Bhima, when he was fighting, he would also accompany some additional sounds just to scare the other side. When Bhima, you are shouting, I will join your sounds. I'll, shout along with you and scare to death the opponent party. So whenever Bhima was shouting, right, especially before killing Kauravas, right, each Kaurava was killed by Bhima only. He would make a lot of sound. At that time, Hanuman would join through the flag. Yeah, so this is the see Hanumanji here. So he's on this flag actually. He just picturized like this. Kapidvaja. Yeah, at that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot bearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, after looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra drawn in military army, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Krishna these words. So, Lord, until now, it is the context of the battlefield. For the first time, Arjuna speaks. Right? Yeah. So this is what we discussed. A similar story happened once. Bhima was strolling in the forest like nothing. I don't care anything. No? He finds a tree, he just plucks and throws. Hanumanji didn't like this behavior, so he puts himself on the path, and he has a long tail just blocking Bhima on his path. It was a thick tail. He cannot miss. Bhima could not miss. Bhima saw it. He saw, which is the monkey? Get rid of your tail from my path. Monkey says, the monkey that is there, no, hey, I'm too old. Can you lift it yourself? I'm too old to lift. Then Bhima says, I don't care for your tail. Just get out. Then he says, if you're so strong, I'm not. It's very heavy. I can't lift. You should try. Then Bhima tries, and he couldn't lift the tail of monkey. He felt insulted. How come this never happens? Then he immediately realizes this must be Hanumanji. There is nobody else who can be having, who is so powerful as this monkey. So he immediately pays prostrated obeisances to Hanumanji, and Hanumanji immediately shows his form, and again Bhima requests for Hanumanji's attendance. Then he tells the same story as what he told to Arjuna, that I'm going to be there on the flag of Arjuna and be there to alongside with you in roaring against the Pandavas, against the Kauravas. This is the verse that talks about that. This is the Hanumanji. Right? Staying on the victory flag of Arjuna, I will shout out fiercely in such a way that it will make the enemies almost lifeless, and thus it will be easy for you to kill them. This is what Hanuman did during the war. Yeah. So this is another sign of victory for Pandavas. Hanumanji being there, Krishna being there, the conch shell being blown, the Lord's conch shell blown on their side. These are all signs of victory, right? There are all these great signs before even the war happened, right? So these are the various signs from these verses that clearly show, before the war even started, it clearly shows the chances of victory for Pandavas. What are they? Krishna's personal presence confirms the victory. There is no better sign. There is nothing better than this, right? Jayastu Panduputranam. Yesham. Yeah. Krishna as a Krishikesha directly controls the senses of a pure devotee, but also everybody. He's a Krishikesha. And wherever Krishna is there, naturally goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, is on their side. When Lakshmi is there, means you have all the good fortune, right? Whenever and wherever the Lord is present, the goddess for fortune is always there. She never lives without her husband. All the fortune is guaranteed for those who worship Lord. And the place is Kurukṣetra, which is a holy place. The holy place always favors the righteous. And Hanumanji is on the Arjuna's flag, right? We discussed this. And Lord has 4 hands in the Vishnu form. And what are the 4 symbols he carries? Shanku, Chakra, Gada, Padma, right? So in this Shanku and Padma, they are the auspicious symbols specifically for blessing the devotees. And Chakra and Gada are to punish the demons. And those are, so now the Shanku is on the side of Pandavas, right? So that's the reason symbol of Vishnu is there with the Pandavas. Yeah. So, and the transcendental conch shells were blown on the side of Pandavas, right? And the chariot of Arjuna was gifted by Agnidev. It's a very powerful, the most powerful chariot is with Arjuna. Yeah. So it can conquer in all directions. Yeah. So it shattered the hearts of Kauravas. And when Kauravas are blowing the conch, they were not shattering the Pandavas' heart because they were confident that Krishna is on their side. Nothing to worry. So next session will be this topic. Next few verses will be covering the theme, Lord who never fails in his love for his devotees. Right? We'll study. So the Arjuna's words, will start from verse 21. So this is the set of verses we'll read from next week. Any questions from what we discussed or anything else? Kauravas army was very big. Can you switch on? Hmm. Mhm. Oh, by the way, many people didn't know Lord Krishna is the Supreme Lord. It's not easy for people in general to know that Krishna is God. Yeah, very few people know actually. And yeah, so he was the king. He was ruling the whole country. So all the small kings, especially many of these are through marriage alliances of various Kauravas. Naturally, the the families, they would want to help, Kauravas. And there are many people who are friends of, you know, especially, um, Kamsa and his father-in-law, Jarasandha. They're all one. There are always left wing, right wing. You see here, right? There is always the division. Yeah. So yeah. In fact, more people are on the other side. More people are ready to fight, including Bhishma and yeah, huh? Dronacharya, yeah, the teacher of Pandavas. And they know very well, by the way, who is Krishna. Bhishma knew very well. Bhishma is there only for one reason, to teach that even if you are the greatest warrior, if you are on the wrong side, you will be meant to lose. His vow is that whoever is ruling party, he is the protector of Kuru dynasty. At that moment, whoever is the king, I'm going to be in the support of them. That is his vow. And he wouldn't mind crossing that. He doesn't, sorry, he would mind crossing that all the time. He is fixed on his vows. That was the reason he doesn't want to even speak in the Kurusabha when Draupadi was being dishonored, even though he knew very well it is wrong. At that time, the whole situation is, yesterday, last week you were asking the question, right? We have some time now. So why Bhishma, in spite of being the grandsire and the oldest person in the Kurusabha, he didn't oppose Kauravas when they were trying to do, disrobing of Draupadi or attempting that thing, that act. So at that time, right, just before this whole episode, the reason was to send the Pandavas out, right? The whole incident was happened because little bit history, like when Pandavas won the hand of Draupadi, right? Drupada was there. He's a great king. Just to honor them, Kauravas agreed to give some kingdom to Pandavas. They gave a very bad land. Uh, you know, it's called Khandava Prastha. It's not at all fertile, very bad. Like within a few days, the whole Khandava Prastha, because of the presence of Pandavas, became very fertile. And people started, in fact, people from all over the country started coming and living in the place of, in the land where Pandavas were ruling small villages there. They were, this is the biggest fear of Duryodhana. Even if I give one village, the whole country goes and stays there. That was the fear. Why he doesn't want to give a single, because he has a problem of security, what do you call? Yeah, there is a term for it. Insecure inside. Yeah. So that's what happened. And because, they got married, Pandavas got married to Draupadi, they were given this kingdom. And, you know, Pandavas performed a yajna, they invited all the Kauravas, and they saw, Maya Danava constructed a great palace for Pandavas, even in Khandava, because of certain situations. And they were very prosperous and happy. And when Kauravas came and saw this, their happiness and the whole, how they're so happy, they got so envious. And Duryodhana in the process also got insulted. he fell in water thinking that it is land, and he was hell bent on taking revenge. He goes back to palace and says, I must get that land. Wherever Pandavas are living, he starts fighting with his father. You either get that land or I will suicide. That's what he says continuously. Now in the Kuru dynasty, the whole family was divided into two. One on the side of Bhishma, Vidura, some of those who are mindful. Dhritarashtra became neutral. He's not able to give up his own children, and he's not able to convince this guy, Duryodhana. He was like hell bent. He was making all kinds of plans how we can get that. Now he had a plan. He just negotiated with Shakuni, and okay, they came to a plan. Shakuni is very good at this game of dice. Okay, let's invite these guys and play the game of dice and defeat them and kick them out of the kingdom. And now we'll rule the entire kingdom. So that was the plan. Dhritarashtra, he'd go and tell Dhritarashtra, he says, no, you can't do that. Nobody agrees to the plan. Bhishma, Vidura, everybody rejects the plan. But finally, somehow they use Dhritarashtra only to send invitation, and they come. The whole thing happens. The Pandavas get defeated. They lose everything, and in the process they lose everything, means including wife, right? So in that Kurusabha, they can clearly see the whole dynamics of power. Now the words of Vidura, he's the minister there. Dhritarashtra and Bhishma were not cared. The voice of Karna is becoming very strong in the Kurusabha. And of course, Duryodhana is favor, and he's anyway, both. So now in that Kurusabha, when this whole thing happened and they defeated Pandavas, they could see the power dynamics there. Bhishma was clearly seeing what's happening there. And when he realized, even if I say anything, Vidura is already outspoken. Vidura speaks in favor of, not doing nonsense that they're trying to do. Karna, Duryodhana makes an order to bring Draupadi from the palace. She was, she was in a single cloth, during her periods, and they would drag her like a dasi by her hair. Bhishma was seeing that, but he realized they were completely ignoring Vidura's words, and he's very smart. He could clearly see that even if I speak, they're so rebellious, they would argue against us, say that we are favoring Pandavas in this destitute condition, and reject he will get the same punishment that Vidura got. Will be given very bad words and kicked out, potentially kicked out of the kingdom also. And it doesn't help because he had a vow to protect. So he was just waiting for his, the right time to teach the lesson. And he was also in a dharma sandigdha as to what is right here. Pandavas lost everything. So do they have a right? He was just, fixed upon moral codes and couldn't make the right judgment also. And he says all of this, towards the end when he meets Pandavas. So that was the reason. So he realized there is a power change already happened in the, in the palace, and Kauravas are not ready to listen. The Yuvraj is already overshadowing Dhritarashtra completely. Yeah. So there is no use of his, his justice system there. Yeah.
One question that why did Pandavas accept gambling? Gambling is kind of
Yeah. It is said that, Yudhishthira Maharaj they used to play, these gambling matches just for fun. And when Kauravas invited, they invited it for the match, saying that it is only just for fun. They didn't tell, but they changed the rules after the game started. And they would, if you are a king, right, you generally have this kind of a ego kind of a thing, right? Like when you are put on the spot, you would agree to any challenge. So they were put on the spot, and hey, what is the thing that you are going to put on the spot? So Duryodhana says, I'll put my kingdom on the spot, on the bet. Yudhishthira also had to do, I'll put my land wherever I am. So he just offered, and he started losing everything. So they were like, before they realized, they lost everything. What's happening? It's a momentary thing. The whole thing is lost before they realize. Because these guys have a very planned agenda in the whole thing. And Pandavas didn't realize how powerfully they were doing this. Any other questions? If you win this war, who said that? Sorry, I didn't know about this. To Duryodhan? Okay, I don't know. But Yudhishthir Maharaj defeated Duryodhan on 13th day or something. Yeah, in the war, yeah. So yeah, as a you would see during Mahabharata, many times Arjuna makes promises, tomorrow I'm going to kill this guy. And he's also ready to jump and kill himself. Kshatriyas are like that. They keep their vows very. They they have high egos. Yeah. Anything else? Okay, let's go quickly and share one point that your takeaway in this class. Shivam, what's your most biggest lesson? Speak loud, yeah.
Devotees do whatever they can. Like how Hanuman,
Put tilak on his whole body.
Yeah.
Sindur. Yeah. Devotees always want to do what pleases Lord. Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Takeaway for me is victory is there where Krishna is.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's the main lesson here. Wherever Krishna is there, victory is going to be assured. Yeah.
Choose the right member or so just choose the right before conscious.
Don't be me conscious. Yes. Yeah.
Avoid be consciousness because that's what it's not good. Can result in
Yeah. We consciousness is better than, you should never try to just be in I, me, mind consciousness.
Same, I think, for God's company. Wherever we have me consciousness, bring back to me consciousness by
conscious.
believing or having faith in God. I think
Mm.
that would only help us to bring it, be conscious.
Yes.
Always choosing Krishna and everything is like whatever we are serving. Just think about Krishna and this is what we are doing for the sake of Krishna.
Mm.
Because we are not seeing Krishna in front of us, right? In front of us, we have challenges about try finding it.
Yes. Always bring Krishna in everything you do.
Yes, so I really like the story of Arjuna and Hanuman.
Mm.
So even though they were devotees with a lot of skills and talents, if you just have ego, then probably you cannot come together. So when the both of the devotees became humble, then they were able to cooperate, come together. Hanuman invoked auspiciousness through the flood.
Mm. Yeah. So all the material qualifications we may have are like zeros. You have a engineering degree, 1 0, master's degree, 1 more 0, PhD, 1 more 0. But Krishna is that one. If you have one, now this all the degrees have so much more value. It's now 10,000. It's not 1,000, it's not 100, it's 10,000, right? Adding Krishna to your life is going to bring the real value. Yeah, that is the biggest lesson here. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu.
We realize that this enjoying mentality in this material world, and we want it without God, so we should try to include God in the group. Like you said that quote that Duryodhan had this mentality of having kingdom
Without the Lord, yeah.
kingdom of God.
Yeah, resources of God without God. Yeah. Yeah. That is the mentality of all the demons. Yeah? They want resources, but not energy, not the energetic Shakti. They want to worship Shakti, not the Shaktiman. But Shakti won't come without Shaktiman. Shakti will automatically come like a shadow to one who worships Shaktiman. Yeah.
For me, the takeaway was, you said that the Kaurava army had even more people than the Pandava
Pandava.
army, but they didn't have a right reason to fight the war, so that's why they weren't as motivated, and of course they lost the war. But even if we have just a number, or if we feel that we don't have enough, but if we do the right thing, we do what God wills, then automatically like things will go right.
So keep the purpose above everything. Even in our life, we have to be mindful what is the real purpose of life every single day. Because that is what going to drive all your actions, right? When your purpose is extremely clear, you know what everything aligned to that. Now everything you do is aligned to that. There will be pains, there will be gains, there will be pains, gains. All that is going to be some noise as long as you keep your purpose clear. Thank you.
For me, it was the character Shikandi
Shikandi?
and Krishna, how Krishna was true to his principles, but would fight with Shikandi. So
Sorry?
Krishna was true to his principles,
Mm.
but fight.
Wouldn't fight with Shikandi, yes.
Would
Yeah.
not fight. He was a transgender.
Woman, yeah, transgender, specifically woman. So yeah.
One key takeaway for me was how Krishna's role in this whole story was basically to provide this lesson that no matter how strong you are, no matter how great of a warrior you are, if you're fighting for the wrong side, if you're not siding or having faith in the right persona, like
Mhm.
Krishna here, you're not gonna win.
Absolutely. Great point. Thank you. You have to be on the right side and let's have God on our side. Thank you.
It means, I think this question and try to think about these whatever activity, daily activity, because it can lose track of that. I think I do that, so I should. One more, yes. Maybe.
Even if you don't have anything else, if Krishna is on your side, you have that confidence. More than devotees don't depend just on their own abilities. They depend on Krishna's abilities. Yeah. Just like if you're a small child, right? When you're crossing a light, if you're holding the father's hand, you're not worried. You'll be safely reaching the other side. So that is how devotees have that faith in Krishna, right? Yeah, whatever hardship may be, I will still go through. Krishna's protection is there.
So my takeaway is like without Krishna, we see like such as, for example, morality, like exclusively or independent of Krishna, they don't make sense.
because if Krishna can do anything like a war, he did something for which people think were immoral, but wherever Krishna is there, like it's justified, all his actions are justified. So without Krishna, nothing else makes sense. So if Krishna is there, everything is justified.
Hmm.
It's Krishna's will, so that is an hour work.
Yeah, the codes of dharma are actually those established by Lord himself. So, yeah, so naturally, yeah, there is nothing that God can do. Whatever he does is the right dharma. Thank you.
Technically covered all the points. So I love that you learned that Vishnu was killed by Shikandi. Krishna used Shikandi to kill Vishnu. So that's my takeaway.
Is there no other takeaway? Going back to Shikandi all the time.
Very good. Most of that. But yeah, recently I was watching a series called Kurukṣetra and Shikandi, I was like intrigued when I know Shikandi, so that's my point.
Thank you. Okay. We'll have prasadam. Oh, Damodar Ashtakam. We'll just do Damodar. Oh, by the way, we didn't have lamp today. We'll just do. Hmm? Yeah, let's see. It's already 1:40.